Thank you for watching Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm your host, Bridget. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit the subscribe button and go ahead and turn on your notification bell because I give a daily tip for expats every single day. Okay, y'all. So y'all know that Devlin and I have been traveling quite a bit this year. And so I was in the airport and I met one of my subscribers. They came over and I'm always excited because they're excited, make you feel like a rock star. But she came over and it was kind of a sad conversation because she said that they purchased property here 3 years ago and now it's finally ready, and they were coming here to take delivery of the keys and they did their closing and they got in the apartment and it was nothing like they expected. And the community is nothing like they expected because it's 3 years later. And she said they did yearly visits. That's it. Only once a year while the building and construction and everything was going on. They didn't come like 2 or 3 times a year to check on it, anything like that. But it wasn't so much as they didn't get what they thought they were going to get, because they did. As far as specifications of the unit, the condo, everything that they bought, yes. But 3 years later, the surroundings, she said it was a lot more lush, a lot more greenery. Everything was just really pretty, and they never told them that the neighboring lots and neighboring community, where the palm trees were and where the greenery was, that all of that was going to be torn down and that they were going to be building, a different builder was going to be building there. So that kind of, she said that, kind of made them feel sad because their view is gone. The environment is a lot busier than it was, because they would just come the once a year to check on the project and just be here for a couple of days. They didn't really immerse themselves in the culture and the community, in the day to day. So she was just here, and they were here for a couple of weeks because they were buying furniture and just taking care of appliances, getting everything taken care of to see before they went back to the States to see what they needed to bring, because they are coming and they're going to be here full time. But they're now no longer happy with their purchase, and not their purchase, with their decision to live in Punta Cana. And so I started thinking, and she did. She asked me, right, outright, did I still love living here? What about all the changes? Because y'all know it's been 6 years. So when we got here, it was like 3 traffic lights. We could literally ride our bikes with Bella from Cocotal around to Stanzamar, around to Los Corrales area, and spend the day and ride our bikes and feel safe and be comfortable. Now I do not ride my bike outside of Cocotal because it is too crowded. And y'all, that used to be one of my favorite rides, to go from Cocotal to Los Corrales, because the people would be laughing at us because Bella would have her hat on and she would be in the back of her bike on the in the basket, and we would have our music. That was a really good time, and we probably did it once a week. We really looked forward to our little outing, going from Cocotal on the bikes all the way around to Los Corrales. Never an incident, nothing. Now 6 years later, you better not ride that bike outside Cocotal, because it is not safe. So we don't do it. And then some of the other things is just, okay, we got here, there were like 3 traffic lights. Now there are like 7 or 8. And I love the little small town feel when we got here, with the traffic lights, but it has truly grown. And yes, growth is good. But, I started thinking about everything. And when I really think about it, and to be honest, if I had come here now, 2025, because when we came 6 years ago, the housing prices were cheap. Okay, we were in Cocotal. Our 2-bedroom townhouse now is almost $100,000. It is over $100,000 more than it was 6 years ago. That's what it's selling for, $100,000 more. So would we have been able to find something that we really like and wanted to stay within our budget, so we wouldn't have to go back to work full time, so that we could make our transition to the Dominican Republic or wherever abroad full time? And if we had come now and we were looking at what we really wanted, like we really wanted a townhouse, we really wanted a golf course community, we wouldn't have been able to buy here in our budget, and I wouldn't have settled for anything else. So to answer that question, it would probably be a no. We would not have ended up in the Dominican Republic if our decision was 2025. Because when we made our decision, we got here, we were able, 2019, we had our choice of reasonably priced, beautiful places to live here in Punta Cana. And this is what we chose. We were able to ride the bikes. We were able to get out and walk outside of Cocotal, get out and enjoy the community, get out and run errands in 30 minutes and do everything that we needed to do. Now we need to allot about another extra hour or so in order to, get everything done because of the traffic. But I'm just like, my question to people who are coming here and doing the payment plans or not, or either buying outright in cash, but don't plan to live here for 3 or 4 years, have it as their second home and just come on vacation, or come here and just have it as an Airbnb, as an investment property, that type of thing. Okay, so if that's the situation and you're not really living here full time and not really experiencing all of the changes and everything, so when you get here and it's not what you thought it was, what's your next course of action? Because that's what she asked me. So what are you going to do? Well, now we're settled in, we love it, we grew with it. I had to say it that way. We grew with Punta Cana because we got here. It was one way, but the changes for us were gradual. Over the 6 years, the things started to change. The things started to move, and we're locked in on a good price on a beautiful home. On our townhouse. So yeah, we're not going anywhere. But had this been my first choice when I got here, and the state of the economy, how high real estate is, the traffic, the fatalities on the road, all of that kind of stuff, and all of the issues with migration for, the Haitians being rounded up, that kind of stuff, I would have been like, ugh, I don't know if I want to go there. But because I have been here and I see how it evolves and how everything is going and the route that it's taken, I'm good because I have learned how to adjust. But if I had been coming here for the first time in 2025, probably not. I would be like, let's keep looking. We may have circled back to the Dominican Republic, but I think I would have been like, let's keep looking. So that is where my subscriber is. And I had a full conversation with her about me doing this episode. She was fine with it because don't nobody know her. I don't know why people be so sensitive about episodes and think everything is so personal. I know more than one person having situations, right? So, but I did speak with her and just say, and so they are going to be putting their place up for sale. They're going to go visit a couple other islands. They're going to go to Portugal. They're going to go abroad to see what is the state of things now. Because she felt like 3 years ago, and I felt like 6 years ago, that Punta Cana was still going to be the same, that we might have maybe one or two more traffic lights, that there may be a little bit more traffic, or the prices may go up just a little bit. But I never, ever in a million years imagined that this townhouse would be $100,000 more 6 years later, that there would be that many traffic lights, that there would be that many cars on the road, that they would be tearing down beautiful palm trees and getting rid of all of this greenery to put up apartments that look like they belong, some of them in Miami, some of them in the projects of uh, some urban city. But you know what I mean? They're putting up a mixture of things, but I never would have guessed that it would have turned out this way 6 years later. So for y'all getting ready to say, oh, Team Boy, they getting ready to move. We ain't finna go nowhere. We love it here. We have adjusted. But we are realists because then 5 years later, 6 years, another 6 years later, I'm going to reevaluate. We're going to take a look. If the main thing with us is crime. If crime gets out of hand and nothing is being done about it, that kind of situation, then yes, that's something Team Boy would consider. Housing prices continuing to go up, that don't affect us because we already paid cash for this one. We're done. So, and then different things like food prices going up. I don't think that's ever gonna be out of reach. And then if we're on an island and food prices go up, they're probably going up a little bit of everywhere. That's why I say y'all get used to local brands so that you won't be so married to things that are exported in, where you have to suffer and and budget in these high prices of different things. So get used to your local things, just like with appliances and different things like that. Get used to the local brands. All right. But that is what I wanted to say, because she was just like very distraught. And I hope that it all works out. But that's just something to think about for people that are purchasing way in advance and don't have intentions of living here for another 2, 3, 4 years down the road. Is it still going to be the place that you thought and that you hoped that it would be? And then for people that are investing into the new projects and new builds, be sure to ask questions about the surroundings. Will this view still be here, or are they planning on building on this land? Are there going to be amenities, and how long before the amenities kick in? Is this going to be a through street? Because we are seeing a lot of places, Costa Cana, Vista Cana, they are building like, I want to say, mini highways just on the other side of those properties. So it's going to give you a lot of traffic because they're opening up new ways for us to get around the city, new ways for us to go from Punta Cana to Cap Cana, or from Cap Cana to Higüey, or Bávaro to Higüey, or to Santo Domingo. And so there are all these side streets that are popping up on the side of these new communities. We're seeing it on the side of Vista Cana. We're seeing it on the side of Cap Cana. We're seeing it on the side of Costa Cana. So, those are things that you want to think about. How is your quality of life going to be affected? Are you going to have a hard time getting out of your development to get onto the main street? So think about 2 to 3 years later, what could possibly be the change? How could it affect you? Will you still love it here? Is this still your dream destination? So those were all the questions that she was throwing at me. So now I'm throwing them back at y'all. But we are happy here, but we are definitely adjusting and growing with everything that is going on here in Punta Cana. We have learned how to navigate these streets, baby, because they can be a hot, raggedy traffic mess with the potholes and the people that can't drive. You got to have your patience. But 6 years later, I have developed more patience for situations, but less patience for people. There you go. Wow. Okay, I had to say it. So yes, that is our episode for today. Don't forget to do what? Like, subscribe, and share my channel, and turn on your notification bell so that you can get your daily tip from an expat each and every day. All right, thank y'all for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.